the Joker. When you think about Batman, who is the first villain you think of? The Joker, right? And if you didn't say the Joker, I'm gonna have to say you're lying on this one, I'm sorry. But most of the general audience is going to think of the Joker. And I think we all love how Joker was used throughout the course of the Arkham games. However, there is one massive criticism that these games tend to get, and that is Joker is used too much. It's kind of like any sort of game, it kind of has to almost take a backseat because of the Joker. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were done amazingly with the Joker's inclusion. But I think after playing 2 games with them and Joker dies, I think most players had enough and probably said, you know what, I want to play another Arkham game, but this time, let's make it about other villains. Let's not make it about the Joker. And then Arkham Origins came around, and it was kind of like, oh, this is all about Black Mask. He's going to be the main villain. Psych! Gotcha! It's actually still about the Joker. And I think this is when people got really angry about having to play against the Joker once again. And then in Arkham Knight, it's about Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight. Oh, boom! Joker's in the game. It's all psychological, but he's still finding a way to get into the game. Even like when you're not having the hallucinations of physically seeing Joker, you can see him on billboards. You can see him in various places in Arkham Knight. And it's very, very annoying to a lot of players to have to constantly see the Joker everywhere. But today, I kind of wanted to pose the question of, why is the Joker in the Arkham series so much? Why is it that it's so easy to just fall back on the Joker and not necessarily let other villains be the main villain of the story? Why does it always have to be the Joker? And without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into this. I think the biggest reason why Joker was kind of the default villain for all these games was simply because Joker has the biggest name. Like I said at the start of the video, when I said to you, when you think of a villain, who's the first villain you think of? It's the Joker, right? And I think that's kind of the approach that WB Games Montreal and Rocksteady took to making these Arkham games. To kind of try to, I don't know how to say this without it sounding greedy, but with being able to generate the most amount of cash possible, they wanted to use the Joker, which I'm assuming, because he has the biggest name, he would bring in the biggest audience, especially after The Dark Knight came out, and the interpretation that Heath Ledger put on the Joker forever set the standard of what a Joker needs to be. I think at that point, even more people were interested in seeing other interpretations of the Joker going forward. So with the casual audience knowing more about the Joker than any sort of villain, if I came to most, casual Batman fans, and I said that there was some other person, if I said Prometheus is going to be the main villain in the latest Batman Arkham game, a lot of people would be like, who's that? Who's Prometheus? Never heard of him. But if I came to you and said, the Joker's going to be the main villain, people, oh, I know the Joker. I saw him in The Dark Knight. Oh, I saw him in the Joker film. A lot of people are going to know who the Joker is right off the bat. And I think that's the biggest reason why the developers instantly would always, make Joker the default and standard villain. Because he is what puts, most, I don't know what you call it. He sells the most amount of copies, is what I'm trying to get at. He sells the most amount of copies, generates the most amount of money for the companies, and why wouldn't you go to that? If it's going to make you more money, why would you not go down that route? Why would you go to this unknown character who a lot of hardcore Batman fans would know, and a whole lot of hardcore Batman fans would want to see, but it wouldn't generate the most amount of money? Because casual fans, when it comes to anything, are always going to generate the most amount of money. Let me give you an example. If I said to you, there's going to be this high-profile pay-per-view boxing match. Floyd Mayweather is going to be the main event. Mike Tyson's going to be the main event. Whoever you want to say. People are going to be like, oh, I know who that is. And more people are going to buy that pay-per-view. Whereas if I give you some unknown guy, you're not even going to know it exists. You're not even going to know that the pay-per-view is happening. And it's the same thing with the Batman games. Now, the second point I have, and it's not as convincing of a reason, I don't think, but it's simply due to Batman and Joker's relationship. Just notice how when Batman and Joker communicate, when they talk to each other, when they get into altercations, whatever it is, there's always something there. There's always some sort of passion there. whether it's from Batman or it's from Joker, there's always some sort of sparkle between these two. Whereas when you see Batman go after Two-Face or after Joker, you don't feel it as much. You don't care as much because they don't have this sort of deeper relationship. It's more just Batman just wants to get another thug off the streets. But with Joker, it's like they have a special connection. And even when Joker dies, Batman just can't process it. He has a hard time fathoming it. I mean, look at Harley Quinn's revenge, right? And, and I like Harley Quinn's revenge and everything. And I know that nowadays isn't getting as good of a reception, but go back and play it and you'll see that Batman's just not the same guy when Joker goes. So showing the relationship between these two might make a more compelling story in comparison to having some, more unknown thug who Batman just wants to get off the streets but doesn't really feel that emotional connection with him. Now, the last reason I have, and this is so much of a smaller reason, but I just kind of wanted to include it in the video just to give the man some credit. How about with Mark Hamill's performances, right, in Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City? I understand he didn't play Joker in Batman Arkham Origins, but he did play Joker in Batman Arkham Knight. And I think with his amazing performances, they wanted to continue to put him in the games. He's like a top 3 Joker of all time. Top 2. Some people might say it's even better than Heath Ledger's. I honestly don't even know. You can debate that all you want in the comments down below, because I honestly wouldn't even know who's better between the two. They're both such good Jokers. And I think that when they see, wow, this guy did such a good job of bringing in the sales, it goes back to the whole sales thing. It does and it doesn't. Just because Mark Hamill himself just did such an amazing job voicing the Joker, that I think they wanted to continue to bring him back. And maybe they would have put Joker in regardless, like in Arkham Knight, even if Mark Hamill wasn't the one voicing him. But it wouldn't have been the same without Mark Hamill. Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Troy Baker who voiced Joker in Arkham Origins. I could be wrong. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. Let me know down in the comments if I'm wrong. And Troy Baker did an amazing job as well voicing the Joker. But if he voiced Joker in Arkham Knight, it wouldn't have been the same as Mark Hamill. And that's all I got. If you guys have any more reasoning as to why Joker would have been in these games, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys have any sort of video suggestions of which I should make, also let me know down in the comments below. I do have that Batman Arkham Knight video coming of everything it did well. It's coming very soon. I'm still collecting the footage. There's so much to do with Batman Arkham Knight. And that's the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I'm done editing and posting this video. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe for more content. Hit the bell to make sure you get all notifications. And make sure you leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed the video. I'm trying to get to 500 subs, so let's make that happen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!